This task tip explains how to program and use the Display Central. Display Central is an exciting and innovative alternative to traditional contact center wall signs, allowing you to view real-time call center and agent statistics along with dynamic data from a wide range of business applications, including web pages and news feeds. Display Central can utilize any type of monitor, large LCD or plasma screen, or projector to keep your agents, managers, and your entire call center informed and up to date. In this example, we will discuss how to set up a basic Display Central sign to display agent and queue information using the static text and sequencer components. First, click on the Display Central icon. This will open up the Layout Manager. The Layout Manager shows how the Display Central will display the data on your choice of monitor. Your layout can be divided into rows and columns, providing multiple placeholders used to display call center information. Right-click on the Layout Manager and choose Split Two Columns. This divides the layout into two columns. Right-click on the left column and choose Split and Grid. The Grid tool allows you to separate a section of the layout into a two-dimensional grid pattern simply by dragging the mouse within the tool. For this layout, we will select a 2x2 grid. We now have a layout for a simple display. The placeholders in the Layout Manager will be assigned content using the toolbox. The toolbox can be accessed by right-clicking on the Layout Manager and choosing Toolbox. From the toolbox, you can drag and drop call center resources such as agents, queues, and queue groups into the placeholders of your layout. We will use the grid we created to display agent information. In the toolbox, click Agents. The agents programmed into the Task Contact Administrator will be displayed. Left-click Agent Graham Bell and drag him into the upper left placeholder. You will see the agent state cell appear, showing the agent's ID, nickname, state name, and time and state. Note that this is not the actual real-time information, only the format of the state cell. The real-time information will be displayed when previewing the layout and when running the finished layout. Continue to drag and drop agents into the Layout Manager in the same way until all four placeholders show an agent. When the Display Central is running, the agent's real-time status will show in these boxes. You can change what information is displayed in the agent cells by clicking Edit View Options. In the Agent tab, uncheck ID and nickname in the Label section and then check Name. Under View Options, check ACDQ and Calling Called Number. Click OK. Notice in the Layout Manager the agent's full name appears and the agent ID and nickname are removed. When Display Central is running, you will also see what queue the agent is talking to when on an ACD call, as well as any caller ID or dialed number information. Display Central can also display call center data and other information using animated components. First, divide the placeholder on the right into two rows by right-clicking and choosing Insert Row Above. Increase the height of the bottom row by adjusting the frame. Activate the toolbox with a right mouse click and select Components. Drag and drop Sequencer into the large placeholder. A sequencer scrolls through a series of resources, displaying each for a short period of time. You can add as many resources as you like to the sequencer. For example, click on Queues and drag the support queue into the sequencer component. Notice that the queue resource shows all of the available statistics for the support queue. Right-click on the queue and choose Properties. The Properties window allows you to select or deselect the statistics that are displayed in the current queue resource. Click the Toggle All button and check Calls Offered. Click OK. Notice how the queue resource only shows calls offered. From the toolbox, drag and drop the support queue into the sequencer again. This adds another slide to the sequencer, again with all the statistics showing. Right-click, choose Properties, Toggle All, and this time check Calls Answered. Click OK. The second slide will now show calls answered. Follow the same steps to add a third slide that displays the calls abandoned. Notice how the sequencer title bar shows that there are 3 slides. Each slide will display for a default time of 5 seconds each. You can change the options for the cues in the same way you change them for the agents. Select Edit View Options and click the Cue tab. Uncheck ID and click OK. The cue name, Support, will now show in the Cue Resource cell. For our last placeholder, click the Components button in the toolbox and drag the static text to the upper right-hand area. To add text, right-mouse click on the static text window and choose Properties. Type Acme Widgets and Gears in the subject line dialog box and click OK. You now see the text that will act as a title for your Display Central. Now that our layout is complete, we can preview it by clicking on the Preview button in the button bar. A new window will open, showing the real time exactly as it will appear when Display Central is running. Close the preview and save it by clicking the Save Layout button, giving it a name, and clicking Save. To launch the final display, click the Run Layout button. This will display the runtime window exactly as it will appear on your monitor. You now know how to program a Display Central layout to show agent and cue information using the sequencer and static text components.